Hello and welcome, I'm Bio, and today we're continuing on with the EM Studios set. That's EM Studios developed games, looking at Chrysler Classic Racing. Yeah, of course, we gotta have a branded racing game on the Nintendo Wii. You know it's gonna be good then, don't you? You just know it's gonna be a great game, absolutely fantastic. So yeah, Chrysler Classic Racing, developed by EM Studios, published by Zoo Games. The Zoo Games should be enough, really. I've looked at Zoo Games before. They, generally speaking, were the company that published pretty much most of the shovelware on the Wii, like a hell of a lot of shovelware on the Wii. And it was released on November 25th, 2008. And this game was released on the Wii and the Nintendo DS. Now I'm playing the Wii version. Lucky me. So let's dive right into the game. I have got a real Wii remote here. So we're going to be doing, I'm going to create a new profile because I actually just wanted to get to the main menu, but apparently we're not going to do that. We have to go through and do all this. Then there was a cutscene, so I stopped and then restarted the game. So this is where we're at right now. Because then we got to pick a character. So we have, Bio wasn't the most popular kid on the block. In fact, the block was more popular. Then we have, if you're wondering why there's a lot of shaking, it's because of how close my Wii remote is to the sensor bar. You have to understand, right? I'm playing this on my computer monitor. So for me to have, like, for it to be normal, I have to bring it all the way back here. Look, see? Look, see how normal that is now? But I have to, the Wii remote is now behind my head. But it's not like I can go back too much further. And at the end of the day, why do I need a point? This is a racing game. Deary me. So that's the reason why you get a lot of shaky Wii Remote. I'm actually using a real Wii Motion Plus, but unfortunately my Wii Remote's too close to the sensor bar, but there isn't much I can do about that, so we have like the Bio is a boy from the right side of the tracks who wish he wasn't. Okay, oh yeah, fantastic. We have Bio was so uncool he could boil water without a kettle. I don't get some of these. Bio wanted to be cool. You don't always get what you want. Oh, fantastic. Alright, well, I'll play as the kid with the baseball cap. There we go. And here we have the great in-game cutscenes. Wow! Those guys are just the coolest. One day I'm gonna be in the Kings. You must be joking. You don't even have a scooter. Watch me, I will be in the Kings. God, they're like lifeless looking, aren't they? Lifeless looking character models. Oh. Here you go. Peter, kid, this place is for grown-ups. But I've got cash. Now what kind of deal can you give me? You're messing with me. I don't do deals for kids. But with that, there's too much you could buy if you want to trade in your bicycle. I'm sure, alright, show me the wheels. Go through the text so fast I can't even do the fucking voiceover. So what do we have to choose from? We have the 1957 Plymouth Belvedere, which is a nice car. Nice looking car anyway. I don't know how good it would actually be. $3,000. The 57 Plymouth Belvedere was so advanced it was advertised as 60 model. Really? Okay. All right. So what's the other car we have? Oh, okay. We have the 1954 Plymouth Belvedere. The 54 Plymouth Belvedere saw the first engine enlargement since 1942. What other cars do we have? I know we can't afford them, but I'm curious to see what we have. Unavailable. The 1956 Chrysler 300B. Another Plymouth Belvedere. Chrysler did more cars than this, right? Another old... Are they just literally just doing a bunch of old Chrysler cars? Is that literally what this is? I guess it is classic racing at the end of the day, but still, it's just like, really? You see, at least there seems to be a reasonable amount of cars. Again, I need the nunchuck to play this game. Why am I having to point? Alright, if we go too far... If we go too far, it's just gonna be impossible to get back. It's lovely. Didn't you just love it when they choose like one of the worst designs for a menu? Right, I am going to go with the first. Yes. The first car. There we go. So now we're actually in the main menu. After all that nonsense, we're in the main menu. Can we... This is the nunchuck in my hand. Can't control the menu with that. Of course, I've got a point. So we have the King of Cool, re-race, and I guess we got to be King of Cool. Race 1 of 15. So we have 15 races total. Rain 1 of 15 is 2 forks. Okay. Let's race then. So we can see what the racing gameplay is like in this game. Oh, here we are. Oh, as I thought, you use the nunchuck to steer. Wii Remote, the A button to accelerate on the Wii Remote. Why? I've said this before. Whoever thought this was a good idea for, like, racing is just stupid. Because I've played racing games that have had this in the past. And my only thought is, why would you choose this to be your control scheme? Like, you don't even have to include the nunchuck. You could just literally have the nunchuck not be a thing. But this is it. This is the racing game. Look at it. It looks about as what you'd expect from a shovelware racing game. Get out of my way. Whoa, 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 whoa. Illegal maneuver right there. This is classic Chrysler racing. I expect no bumping around. Even though I'm doing it. But yeah, this is... Is this fun? No. It's just boring. It's just... Don't get me wrong. The turning's fine. The acceleration's fine. I'll give it that. At least it hasn't screwed that up. Oh, we're going to have to take a shortcut here. Well, we're not going to win. But we qualified. Came second. We got some car damage, apparently. Well, my car is smoking, in all fairness. We've got $250 prize money. Do you want to offer a challenge? Sure, I wager 500. Not bad victory, Daddy-o. Nice swears, bet 500 said I could bet you once round the block. I'll bet you with one hand time behind my back. Let's go, Daddy-o. So we're playing as a kid driving against adults in a gang. Interesting concept for a game that is E-rated. I'm just saying, interesting concept for a game that is E-rated. So now we're versing this dude. $500 bet. Well, as long as we just stay ahead, we should be fine, right? Not too much. There's no power-ups or anything in this race. Oh, and it's one lap. Is that what it is? By the way, you don't really slow down much on the grass. Not really, so it's an easy shortcut. I have won 500. Fantastic. I have more money now. But I can't fault the racing, it's fine. But again, the control scheme doesn't make sense. Literally, the only buttons you're using on the Wii Remote are A and B. That's literally it. A and B. A to accelerate, B to brake. And then using the analog stick on the nunchuck to steer. It's the most lazy design imaginable. You would have thought they would have gone, okay, we'll add that as our thing. But we're also add support for a normal controller, because why not? At the end of the day, we'll also add support for like the classic controller or something. But no, nothing like that. Just weird. It's just a weird racing game. It's weird because like the plot doesn't really make much sense. You're playing as like what looks like to be a kid driving a car. Like quite literally a kid. He's shorter than the rest of them. Racing against adults. I don't know what is that supposed to be a power up. Am I supposed to press the 1 or 2 button when I get that? Not a clue. Like I don't know what these do. If anything, you don't keep them for very long. But we're getting some C. I like how the game has 2 different currencies. It has C and dollars. That's literally all it has. So what we've got to do basically is just don't fight with them too much. Just go around, get past them. Don't fight with them too much. Get it? Or else they would just push you out of the way. But like I said, in terms of like the racing controls, fine. Absolutely fine. EM Studios, why didn't you just make an interesting racing game? Like, okay, you made this, which is fine. It's boring. But you could have, you know, you've achieved, again, we're trying to put this in the right term, right? You've achieved in this game what Brain in a Jar took an immense amount of time to achieve. Keep in mind, Brain in a Jar were just making racing games. But you've made a competent racing game that controls fine. It's not like got too much to it, don't get me wrong, but it controls fine. What is a budget racing game? There's nothing wrong with that. And we win. $500. Cool. Coatham City. Great race. You look kind of cute. What? 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 Collect 6 teddy bears to show me you care. What? What is this? Oh, this is just weird. Oh, this is just weird. Don't get me wrong, interesting concept. Main reason... Oh, God's sake. Just forget that one. We'll go get a different one. The reason why I say it's weird is, again, the dude's a kid. The dude's a kid. And that is very clearly looks like someone who could be his mother. Just the way she's dressed and everything. Okay, then. EM Studios, you're not painting a very good picture here. You're not painting a very good picture at all. I'm very worried right now. God, this music. Oh, we're in Blue Hills Way now. But yeah, look at the race courses are just not very inspired, are they? There's just they're the most basic of basic. I'm not saying they're necessarily bad. It's just kind of eh. I know you see like some of the like screen disappears on the right there. That's mainly due to me having a widescreen mod that I use in these games. But yeah, I have really got nothing to say about this game. Would I recommend it? No. probably not, because it's just... Well, I'll try and compare. So, Smarties Meltdown. That could actually be a game for someone. Because, you know, if you like collectathon platformers, but, I don't know, let's say Banjo-Kazooie's too bloody hard for you, I don't know. You can play Smarties Meltdown because it's easy. It's baby's first bloody collectathon kind of game, right? So I can give it a little bit of a mixed feelings, a bit of a pass in that regard, depending on how much they charge for it, obviously. Right? And then you've got that Professor Wolf's Gravity game, and that, you know, that can appeal to some people, right? Not my kind of game, but I can see why, you know, I can see that people would potentially like that game. On the other hand, you know, if I look at those and I think, okay, the market is not massively saturated for those kind of things. You could argue and say, oh, but 3D platformers, true, but then I'd like to point you to games like Anubis 2 by Data Design, or any Data Design 3D platformer. They're terrible. They're absolutely terrible, mainly because of their controls. They control horrendously. So the fact that EM Studios was able to do that fairly well goes without saying, doesn't it, at the end of the day? You go and realize I play a lot of shovelware, so I can actually be a bit more fair with certain other shovelware compared to others. I'm leaving these races in the dust with this, oh my god. So yeah, like I said, with the Professor Wolf's Gravity, I get it, right? I get it. And it has a market. There is people that would like that kind of game. This, on the other hand, is a racing game on the Wii, a system which realistically most people would not choose as their system for racing games unless they were playing like Mario Kart. That's the reality of it, isn't it, at the end of the day? Unless you're playing something like Mario Kart, I can't really think of any other racing game on the Wii that like me and my friends played when I was younger. No other game. So you're already in kind of a... Oh, he wants to challenge me, right? So you're already kind of gone into kind of like a weird market there to begin with, because you're like, well, not many people play racing games on the Wii specifically. If they're going to play a racing game, PS3 360 is probably going to be their best bet. 360 had Forza. Forza would have been probably out. Project Gotham Racing, we could go with that if you want. PS3 had Midnight Club. It had Gran Turismo. It had Burnout. You see what I mean? You got a lot of games you can pick from, and people who are fans of racing games are going to go with games that play a specific way for them. So a game like this, right, makes no real sense. Who is the market for this? There isn't one. It's just a cheap buy, which is understandable because that's what Zoo Games aimed for back then. And like I said, that's why reason I don't recommend any of the brain in the jar racing games on the Wii, because they're just ports of the PS2 games, and the fact that they're not good. And this is the same, even though the racing is absolutely fine in the game, right? We'll do the challenge and then we'll call it, I think. So even though, right, the racing in this is fine, there's nothing specially unique about it. It's Chrysler Classic Racing. Now, if I was playing as, if we were racing in, I don't know, turds, playing as fucking Sweet Corn in a fucking turdmobile. Now, yeah, that's a stupid idea, but at least it's something different, and people will be like, whoa, okay, that's an interesting concept for a video game. And you would have people buy it just for the absurdity of it. So that's what I'm saying. If they had decided instead, hey, let's create a really weird racing game that has weird characters, a weird story, crazy things happen in it that you would never see in like other racing games, you'd have people would be talking about this game. But now it's just like, here, it's just a forgotten game. It's not like a forgotten gem or anything. It's just forgotten shovelware. And that's what it is. And, you know, you've got people like me playing the game. You ain't gonna get anyone else playing it. And that's about, and that's all it is. All it really is. There you go. Beat you. And that's the reality of it. I am going to call it there. So, but that's the reality of it. Like, this game is for no one. Chrysler fans? Why would they buy this? When, you know, more than likely there's probably a better racing game out there that has other car brands besides Chrysler that has Chrysler in it that you could just play that instead. That plays better. It's like, this makes no sense. I bet you Chrysler is in Gran Turismo 3 on the PlayStation 2, right? Probably. I don't know for certain. I didn't play that much of Gran Turismo 3 when I was younger. But it's probably in there. Why would you not play that instead? Straight away. And again, like I said, the Wii wasn't really a system for racing games. Like, if I could even go so far to say, what about the game? Okay, right? So if I take this out and I move this over, right here. There you go, right? So that's... Ugh, God's sake, that's not what I want you to do. Right? So, look at the games you may like there for a second, right? Look at the games you may like, right? Have a look. Need for Speed Pro Street, Need for Speed The Run, Need for Speed Undercover. All of these games were on the Wii. Why would you not pick up Need for Speed Pro Street or Need for Speed Undercover instead on the Wii? Why would you pick up Chrysler Classic Racing? And that is the point I'm trying to make with these things. Why would you? Why would you pick up? It makes no sense to me at all why you would pick up. Why would you pick up a game like Chrysler Classic Racing over something like Need for Speed Undercover? But anyway, I'm going to personally say I don't recommend this game. Yeah, even though the racing controllers are fine and they work, it's still playing a racing game using both the Wii Remote and Nunchuck is stupid, and I will always consider it to be stupid. And yeah, it's a very boring racing game. So there you go. I've been Bio. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.